Just when you thought traffic on I-4 could not get any worse, here comes the I-4 express lanes. Construction on Orlando's main artery and highway I-4 has been ongoing for at least the last 10 years, but hopefully, finally, that hard work has paid off because today we are breaking down the I-4 express lanes and if they're a good thing or not for the Orlando area. So stick around, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. What's up everybody, Don Sprinkle here. We are living in Orlando, Florida, where we talk about what it's like to live, work, and play and thrive in the theme park capital of the world. Today we are breaking down the I-4 express lanes. Recently constructed, recently finished, what they are, how you can use them, what they cost, what you need to know, and are they a good idea or a total waste of taxpayer money? We're gonna bring you the facts and let you decide. So let's dive in. All right, so if you've heard me talk in other videos before, you know that I've addressed I-4 and Orlando traffic in general. It has its moments, especially during rush hour times. It's not, the thing about I-4 traffic is it's really a roll of the dice, all right? Rush hour times is certainly, you can expect traffic, especially near the downtown areas, from the 408 all the way up to north of the downtown area around Fairbanks and the 414 and the Disney area also. Those exits right there, those are two of the main areas that experience a lot of congestion, a lot of traffic. So what are the I-4 express lanes? Well, the I-4 express lanes are part of a bigger I-4 project. It's called the I-4 Ultimate Project that was started a little over 10 years ago. And the idea was to widen the lanes, add some extra lanes to be able to handle the increasing traffic. Now, the Florida Department of Transportation, which has been managing this project, they call these managed lane options. And what that means is that basically it's just a term that they use to say, hey, we're gonna put some more roads in here to improve traffic, and we're gonna charge you for them too. There's tolls on these roads, and we'll get into that. Now, before the project started in 2015, it was estimated that between 160 to almost 220,000 people traveled the I-4 roads on a daily basis. Now, that consisted of somewhere between 4 to 6 lanes. Now, with the completion of this project, there is a total of 6 general lanes as well as 4 more toll roads or additional lanes using the new express lanes. So what that is anticipating to be able to handle by the year 2032 is up to 330,000 daily commuters on that roadway. So they're trying to plan ahead. A big part of this project, which from start to finish cost about $2.5 billion, was to add the lanes and widen some of the current lanes right now. And the express lanes in particular, that is a 21-mile stretch right in the main artery hub of I-4 in the Orlando area. So that those express lanes, which are 2 lanes each way, so 4 lanes total, run about 21 miles from exit 75 around Kirkman down just south of the downtown area around the Universal Studios area just north of the Disney area. And that will run all the way to exit 95, which will put you out there around the Seminole County Longwood exits. Now you need to know there is a speed limit on the express lanes. Don't take that name literally. The speed limit is 60 miles per hour, which is the same as in the general lanes. There might be a couple areas where it drops down to 50, 55, but for the most part, it's 60 miles per hour throughout the express lanes. And I wanted to mention that because speeding has actually been one of the problems. They were clocking people doing as much as 100 miles per hour on the express lanes. They even clocked somebody doing 130 miles per hour, which is absolutely ridiculous. This is not the Autobahn or anything like that. There are speed limits. The cops are out there. The police are out there pretty much every single day since I've seen them open. One of the things that has gone on since they first opened that was initially a little bit of a problem, I don't think it is as much of a problem recently, is people actually getting on the express lane in the wrong direction. I've ridden on the express lanes already numerous times. I'm not really sure where people have gotten that confusion at. I think where they've probably gotten confused the most is at the Kirkman exits down on the south end of the express lanes. just that the way they're set up if you're getting onto them from Kirkman Road. And what they have there right now that I've seen every single day, all day right now, is actually a police cruiser on the north side and the south side to actually prevent any more people from getting on there the wrong way, because obviously that could be just very catastrophic and harmful to people. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you're going the right way on the express lanes. So like I mentioned before, the difference between these lanes and say the turnpike is that there's no toll booth. There's no slowing down to pay the toll, whether you have an e-pass or whether you just have change or cash. You have to have that transponder. It is a $25 fine plus the charges that you incur while riding on it. If you do not have that transponder, they will take your license tag number, they'll send the bill or the fine to your house. As far as the vehicles that are allowed on the expressway, there are limits. They have to be no more than two axles. So buses, vans, cars, things like that can ride on the express lanes, but tractor trailers, 18-wheelers, cars or trucks that are pulling a trailer or a second vehicle, anything more than two axles are not allowed on the express lanes. Now, depending on who you talk to, there's going to be pros and there's going to be cons to the express lanes, and it really depends on who you're talking to. And some of the pros that I've heard and that I can completely agree with is that it saves time. If your time is more valuable than your money in that instance, it's worth the $3 or $3.50 to save you that time and the headaches of not dealing with some of that I-4 traffic. I've drove on the express lanes multiple times already. I probably use them at least 2 or 3 times a week. It has always been a breeze using them. It has not been heavily congested, and it has definitely most 100% saved me some time and kept me from being late in a few instances, because like I said, I-4, it's a roll of the dice, it's hit or miss. It doesn't matter if it's rush hour time or if it's 9 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. I have literally been on I-4 at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and hit traffic. A lot of it having to do with the construction that's going on, them shutting down lanes and whatnot, but I don't know what it is about the stretch of I-4 in the Orlando area from, like I said, the North Seminole County side all the way down to near Disney, but that area right there is like a gauntlet, and it can be hit or miss, right? You really have to plan for that if you're going to be using that road, and having the express lanes and having that ability to jump on them, and yeah, it's going to cost you a couple of dollars maybe, but again, is your time worth more than those couple dollars in that particular situation or instance? I know for me, during certain times, it most certainly is. Now, some of the negatives, some of the downsides to the I-4 express lanes is, the number one complaint is that they cost money. They're charging you to use them. It's $6.50 round trip if you head all the way south and then you head all the way north. And if you're doing that every day, that can add up, especially if you're doing it 5 days a week. Commuting to a job, that's easily almost $35 a week, and that's almost $150, $150 for the month. So I could see where that could potentially add up for people. However, what I will say to that is that there's a reason that they cost money. It's so that everybody won't use them. It's to keep the lanes not congested, not busy, right? We want to make sure that there's a good flow of traffic in the general lanes, but also in the express lanes so that they can be utilized for what they're intended. So for me personally, I get the fact that it's going to cost money to use it. I'm okay with that. I don't know if I'm okay with them increasing the price or how much they're going to increase it by, but only time will tell. We'll have to see. Some of the other negatives that have been pointed out with them is that they're only 2 lanes each way. It's a total of 4 lanes, 2 lanes eastbound, 2 lanes westbound. And some people think that might not be enough, but again, I don't know how much more they could have widened and expanded I-4 in general without the project itself taking even longer. It's already taken 10 years to get done. Are we going to have a 15, 20-year project at that point? I don't know. As of right now, I think that it's working out pretty well. The biggest complaint that I probably have, and that I know some other people share too when it comes to these new I-4 express lanes, is the time you have once you exit the express lanes and the time it takes to get to the next exit. So it's a very short distance. So let's say, for example, you're traveling on the express lane and you're traveling north on the express lanes and you wanted to get off at Cayley Avenue, right? So Cayley Avenue sits just south of the downtown area in Orlando. It's one of the main exits if you're going to RMC, the hospital there, and traveling from I-4. So it's a very short distance. Once you get, the express lanes are in the middle of I-4. So you get off that express lane into the general lanes, you're gonna be in the very far left lane of the general lanes. And you only have about a quarter of a mile to cross 4 lanes of traffic to get off on your exit. So you really have to be mindful of how heavy traffic is right now. And you really plan as you're coming up to your exit to get off those express lanes onto the general lanes. You really got to be paying attention to the flow of traffic and find those openings to be safe and not wreck or call somebody else to wreck either. So that is something that I've heard a lot of people mention and that I myself have experienced as well, trying to cut across 4 lanes of traffic in a quarter mile. It can be challenging depending on the time of day, so it's definitely something to keep in mind. So whether you agree with the express lanes being a good idea, a bad idea, I think most people in Orlando living here right now will agree that at least for right now, it has improved at least somewhat the flow of traffic in both directions in those main arteries and main hubs of the Orlando area. I know I at least think it has. It's been a great thing to have just to be able to jump on those and save some time and save some headaches from dealing with that traffic. And I think it's also a sign that Orlando in general and the surrounding areas are continuing to improve and continuing to plan for more people coming to live in this area or even visit, right? This is the theme park capital of the world. We have a ton of visitors every single year, and we have a ton of people who are relocating to this area every single year. So I think it's a sign that Orlando is continuing to make those adjustments to plan for the people that are going to be living here and enjoying this area. So if there's anything that we missed or anything that you have questions on that we talked about today, drop us a comment, send us a message, let us know. My team and I were working with people every single day who are relocating to the Orlando, Florida area. We absolutely love it, but you got to reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, however you like to communicate, we got your back. I'm Don Sprinkle, we're living in Orlando, Florida, and until next time, we'll catch you later.